Okay, so this video is how to set up in just your first 10 minutes with ChatGPT. How to get in there, get the nuts and bolts, and just like have a foundation for how you're gonna move forward. Okay, so the first thing is, what is this thing? What is a large language model? We're gonna call this a large language model. Even just like ChatGPT, kind of Claude, Google's Gemini, you're like, well, I don't know what these are, Luke. These are large language models. These things are basically just trained on data from all over the internet. Like, the scale is unbelievable. Like, imagine you have this pocketbook that is trained on, that knows everything that was ever written, ever analyzed, like it has that data, right? So now it's up to you to kind of talk into there. And I mean, AI doesn't really think. This is a question that people talk a lot about, like, can it actually think and do things? And it's getting closer to there. I don't know. It's a whole nother thing here. Like, is this a conscious being? Is it thinking, doing decisions by itself? What it's doing is it predicts rhythms, like not rhythms, but patterns. It's a pattern recognition is what it is. So it is then just trained on all this data and it knows kind of what is going to be next. This is why it's really good for like science discoveries. Okay, so to get started up, this is your first 10 minutes. You're going to get set up. All right, here we are. You're in. Logged in. You went to chatgpt.com on your web browser, or like if you're on your phone, you just download the app. Just type in ChatGPT, look for this little logo right here, to be in your store. And then you're in. So I typically log in. I'm logged in right now. I log in with Google typically to keep all my things kind of streamlined. But anything you do. Again, we're on the internet. It's like the Wild West out here still. So now you're in. Now you're gonna have your first conversation. Like, really, you're just gonna talk to it. I know it sounds weird. You're like, well, who am I talking to? What am I talking to? That's why I made the first part of this video. So now here we are. So, there's a bunch of options down here you can look at, but we're just going to stick in here for now. You're going to push this little, first thing we're going to do, we're going to push this little button. On the phone, it's the same thing. You're going to see this going. That's how you know it's tucking. You just push it once, let go. Okay, we're going. Don't push the check mark till you're done. Here we go. Here's how you're going to train it. Remember, always talk to it in these long things. Just have it. It's listening right now. So, first thing, why are you here? Hey, you made it this far in this video. Somehow in the portal, you're curious in this stuff. Talk to it about that. Hey, I'm taking this course, Everyday Tech Confidence, or this guy's been on the internet. And I was like, well, whatever, I'll give it a shot. Here's why I'm interested. Here my friends are talking about, and then transition into kind of your real life problems. Here's the kind of stuff I deal with. My phone's always doing weird shit. I don't even know what to click. I don't like my phone. I don't want to use my phone anymore. Can you help me use my phone less? Tell about real life problems. I can't order stuff on the internet. I try to book a Google flight. I don't know how to work flights, whatever. And then transition into how you want help. There's some things you're going to do by yourself. That's fine. Just give it knowledge of kind of like what, it's your first employees, first day on the job. Like, hey, these are things I actually want help with. These are things I want to keep doing. So, and, trust hesitation. Now this is the point where you voice, if you've already waited this long, you probably already heard about AI. There's probably a reason you weren't using it. Now it should be like, hey, I don't trust you guys. I think you're scum of the earth, but I want to kind of get to know and know what it's all about. I'm going to be somewhat informed. Seems like a tool I could maybe find some value out of. Whatever. You just tell it. Then just start using it. You need to have a conversation with it now and be like, okay, based upon what I told you, how can you help me? Me telling you one thing is one thing, but like it now is going to start to suggest things that you should do. Not just reactive. It's not just Google searching. It's going to kind of be like a thinking partner now, right? Look at it as a thinking partner, especially as you navigate the internet. It'll just point you in a good direction, sometimes stray. But, as you get to use it more, you'll kind of see. And now working together. Now just be like, also kind of say like, this is an interesting one. Again, your communication style with your employee is however you want it to be. But here is like, how can we make this work good? You kind of know, again, this may be reiteration a little bit, but this is a different way to say it. But anyway, you'll read through this. You'll put it in there. I'm not going to read all this. And then here's what you're going to do. So now you're done. You've answered the prompts of these questions or whatever questions you want to tell it. I would say you're probably going to talk for like 10 minutes. It'll analyze it all, 10 minutes. You're like, well, it's not going to understand everything I say. Yeah, it is. Within 95% accuracy, it'll probably understand most words you say. And then, like, especially since it's a long paragraph, it ties it together. The voice is really amazing. And I think, like, even on your phone, I know the more you'll be able to talk to your phone and have it operate, you're going to be a little more less frustrated. So okay, so now I'm gonna push this check mark, or on your phone, it's like same thing. It's a little mark. You just click it once, and it's spinning. What it's doing is analyzing all that text, all that you just talk to it, and it's putting it into a. It's putting it into words. Here you go. So there's a lot of skimming in this, so I trust it. I get a lot of trust. Okay, with 98% accuracy, it knows what I'm talking about. Especially in a long context. So again, don't be afraid to give it all the text in the world. Like it analyzes a large amount of text, crazy. So now I'm gonna go select prompt. Okay. And the first is an employee without calling it. Okay, so now it's telling me like what it is that says it knows that I work with you guys and you guys are my clients and it knows your needs. Hopefully there's a very typical demographic that's on the other end of this video right now. But what you're gonna tell it then at the end is just be like, okay. Now what I want to do is it's me talking to it. Be like, hey, so now that you know, you told it, and then be like, okay, now save this. Save this as my first agent. I want you. This is how I want you to operate in my ecosystem. I want you to help me. Just be like, so save this as my bio right now. And as we get working together, I'll kind of keep telling you things that I liked and that you didn't like, just like a regular employee. And then, we'll start to get working on a little bit more comprehensive level. But whatever you want to tell it here, but just tell it to save this as your bio. Okay, so see, I'm typing into it, and it's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't know that I'm making a video, but, okay. Okay, so it's telling me, hey, don't tell your people to save this forever part. It's some loyal notebook, all right? Remembering everything in less explicit detail, too. All right, now we lock it in. I just told you I want you to. So, yeah, basically say, all right, now we lock it in, right? All right, now I'm going to send you back over the other video. I'm just going to talk through some things, how I would use it in a few common case scenarios. You're going to want to be able to do the screenshot feature on your phone for a lot of these, or just be able to take a camera photo on your phone. That's why it's good to have it on your app sometimes. So if you're like comparing things on the shelf. So be able to like upload files. On your computer, it's easy. You just push the add files here. On your phone, you just push it in the bottom left as well. It's always in the bottom left down there. Add your image. You'll go to your photos. Be able to screenshot your phone. If you don't know how to, this is a good question to ask ChatGPT. So just go down here and be like, hey, I have a, oh, dang, it's doing that again. So be like, so this button here gives it like you're using a voice. You want to do this one, the microphone. You want to dictate, make it the text. So you're going to be like, okay, hey, I got a Samsung phone, G8, whatever it is. I don't know how to screenshot. How can I screenshot on my phone? Because I want to be able to upload it to ChatGPT. Give me just quick step-by-step instructions. Okay, so that was a problem. You could typically Google that, and like you read through a couple ads, but this would be like, all right, I have Samsung, press the power button and volume down button at the same time. All right, hold down for 1 second. Your screen should flash. Anyway, open ChatGPT, tap the plus icon in the image, go. So that's good. You're rock and rolling. All right. So, that's it. Now, we're just going to get to work and solve a few problems that I think maybe you guys could solve right now. One, and I think as I travel here, this is something I work with, use it as a travel agent. Me and my family are planning a trip to Florida this year. We're going to road trip there, right? We're going to 2 days there, 2 days back. We're going to spend we have like a week there. We're kind of road. We like to get on the move. We like to stay different places. We're leaving from Iowa, right? So this is my kids are kind of into sports. They're into video games. What else are they into? I kind of want to get them in the outside, so hopefully we can do some things like that. We are pulling our camper, so, we're going to be camping. Yeah, we're just kind of looking to get out. And my wife, she enjoys like kind of some nice weather, just like a lounge day on the beach, And the kids, they're kind of into swimming. I think they're kind of into boys too. They're kind of in that teenage stage. So, yeah, so I need your help here. Give me like a general itinerary here and just like let me wrap my head around like how I should go about playing this game. One way that I use it in everyday life is when I compare products, right? I'm on Amazon, I see a few things. Like it's kind of complicated. Sometimes it'll compare parts of it down there. But I'll do, like the other day I had solar panels. And I was like, okay, here's 3 different types of solar panels for my camper, right? I took a picture just of like the listing on Amazon, right? It knows just from the words and the picture. You don't need to upload the link. And so here's the 3 I got. Okay, I have a camper, it's 21 feet, this is what I power. I power Starlink, a computer, You know, I told it all the power sources that are coming out of it. You know, like what's the difference in these three in my case? Like it's already trained very well in my camper, what it is, how it works. So it already knows everything about the troubleshooting I've done with my camper, what my current electrical system is. And it says, okay, you know, this one's best for you because this is a little bit better build quality. This one's probably gonna like fray apart. So it scrubs all the reviews and everything. That's gonna save you like an hour or two, 3 hours, whatever. Okay, and then the last way that I used it in everyday life, I lost 20 pounds in a matter of like 2 months. I never really weight lost before, but I did get a little fat when I was back in Iowa for a bit. In my agency, I have a few agents. But agents is the next thing that you're building. So in my course, I'm not gonna go over like agents. An agent is basically like your online digital employee. How I've built, like how I told you to train your ChatGPT, you basically now just trained your one first AI agent. So in your first 10 minutes with ChatGPT, you kind of know what a large language model is now. You've downloaded it, right? You have it on your thing. And now you've also customized it. You've went through the questions, you spoke to it, you pushed the speaker button, you actually pushed the speaker button and explained, oh God. Then you're gonna go out and look for ways to use it in your everyday life. By using the examples that I give you. Number one, have it act as a travel agent or, you know, get creative with it. Number two, let's compare products online. Maybe next thing you buy, try to compare a couple things and just like practice taking the screenshots, okay? And then inputting it into the files. So screenshots on your phone and then you upload that file. So then it has that data. So this button here, you upload it, boom, it's in there. And then you talk to it. So compare these three things. And then you can also, number three, you could troubleshoot things. Take a picture of anything on the UPC code and say, hey, I need something new for my TV, or why is this doing this? Here's this code. It gets all the information about that TV. We'll go over that more in like our cohorts. I'll come out with some videos later, so just like sign up, get the newsletter. I'll kind of just keep posting these things. Honestly, I just get out every week and just talk about how I use it and think about how I would explain it to somebody else. So yeah, any feedback, comments, what questions you want me to answer, how, you know, bring it on. I'm ready. This is fun. I enjoy doing this. And yeah,